You asked for it. Here it is. It's a podcast from Apathetic Enthusiasm.
In this episode, we talk about what we do in the shadows and how much we sweat at home. It's Apathetic Enthusiasm.
How much we sweat at home. It's only like that when the power goes out and the humidity rises in Florida, and I think it's setting off my fire alarm, which is it's a strange thing.
You think the humidity is setting off your fire alarm?
Yeah. Because here's it. By the way, everybody, welcome to Apathetic.
Hey, welcome to Apathetic Enthusiasm. I'm Travis. He's Brandon. Yada. Let's talk about the humidity levels in your house.
Yeah, let's talk about this real fast. It's weird. Something is going on because I'll wake up in the morning. I'll go have my coffee. I'll go sit outside, and I might leave the patio door open. And a couple times, this is the second time it's happened. All of a sudden, I'll just be sitting outside. All of a sudden, I hear fire, wee, 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 and it's like so super loud, wakes up everybody. And then I go and I come and I press the button on the detector, whatever, and then it stops. And I'm like, why is it doing it? Like Google, and one of the things is maybe it's too humid, and maybe that's batteries. Yes, that's one thing.
Could be.
Maybe you need to clean your detector, or maybe it's the humidity. Well, who knows?
Who knows? Who am I to play God? Anyway, I'm Travis. He's Brandon. This is a show called Apathetic Enthusiasm where we talk about, things around your house, fire detectors, humidity, changing the batteries, all of these things. If you have questions about any of those things, there are many venues upon which you can contact us. You can hit us up on Twitter at Apathusiast. I'm at Jocomino. He's at Barnyard Cruise. You can go to facebook.com/Apathetic Enthusiasm Show. Email apatheticenthusiasmshow@gmail.com. Apathetic_enthusiasm over on Instagram. And then our website is apatheticenthusiasm.com. We got right into it as the people in the live chat were a little inquisitive about. Those joining us over at twitch.tv/apathetic enthusiasm or over at youtube.com/apathetic enthusiasm. Hang out every Monday night at 8 p.m. where we're making a podcast and talking about things and having a grand old time.
Having a blast.
It's such a blast.
We're having a jam.
We're jamming it out. And then finally, you can
Travis and Brandon's jam band
weekly jam sessions with Travis and Brandon. And then we got a TeePublic page. You can get t-shirts, apatheticenthusiasm.com/shop. And then our Patreon over at patreon.com/rickandmortypod. Thank you to the friends over there that are supporting the show, helping pay those hosting fees, and just being your best selves.
Yeah.
We are like week 6, 8, 29 into mass quarantine. We're so deep into it now that we don't really talk about it, and some people are even openly protesting it. But this is where we talk about air conditioners. So, Brandon, how was your weekend? How was your day? How are your days different from one another and not perpetually the same thing over and over again for the rest of time?
I have to. Here's what I have to remember. What I have to remember is, because I'm on a week telework schedule, when we record on Monday, the week before that is the opposite week, right? So this week I'm on site. Last week I was telework, but we recorded at the end of my on-site week. So now I can talk about my telework week.
Yeah, which is what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about teleworking. Well, not really. We're not really going to get into that.
We can't do that. We can't talk about that every single week. But
there's Morty up there in the corner.
But what we can talk about, Travis, is when I sat in my office all week last week, I realized something. And what I realized is that the dining room chair that I've been sitting in for months, right, as we do this podcast.
Nay, years.
It's not very conducive to. I have my personal laptop here, and then I would have my government laptop or my work laptop over here,
Yeah.
and I'm like, huh, huh, and my dining room table or table, idiot, my chair, like I would have to like swap over, and like the keyboard.
Help me out. Is that the sound of you moving the chair, or is that the sound of your
No,
frail bones scraping against the chair?
that's the sound of my like sandpaper ass on the on the upholstery. And it wasn't terrible, but it really emphasized the fact, you know what? I guess I need an actual office chair. So I bought an office chair, and then it got here Friday afternoon once I was done working.
Perfectly timed.
And then the second thing was, well, I needed like I was starting to get like my hands were getting tired because I type a lot. Uh, I type a lot. I said hands plural, not just one. And
This is how he types. Just clack, 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 clack.
And so I bought a Mac stand to raise it up. Which, if you're live on the video, you might notice that the glare isn't as bad on my glasses this time around.
Yeah, you got that. You got your camera up. Things are. Yeah, you look great. You look fantastic.
Thanks, man. You look fantastic.
Well, I'm glad you're putting that stimulus money to good use and stimulating that economy through fixing up your podcast space. I also got my stimulus on and bought a Elgato game capture card. So we can play console games and stream them here on Twitch, which it's not hooked up right now, you guys. So not gonna do that tonight. But the option is there now. So I just have to, put it into the mix. But yeah, it opens up a lot of opportunities for us to play different games on stream. So excited about doing that.
Yeah, I bought one of those as well, Travis.
But I had
I had to get mine for Best Buy though.
Oh, you couldn't use that red card at Target. No.
Yeah.
I'm curious. So when you have one,
Mm-hmm.
what are we gonna? Is that just for when you're like want to stream without me?
Yeah, I don't actually know why I got one. I don't know. Just give me options, right?
Yeah.
Because
Why not? You gotta spend money to make money. That's what I've learned on the turnip stock market.
The Xbox and the PS4, they stream natively through the system, right? And I've always thought about doing that. Sure, everyone's thought about doing that.
Yeah, everybody, you get lonely enough at night, and you're just like, you think about it.
But the inlays, you can't customize the stream from the system as well as you can on the PC or a Mac. So I said to myself, I said, Brandon, hey man, you wanna stream something from the Xbox? No, not just from the system. You gotta do a little bit more. But here's what's cool, right? I have a lot of friends. I have a lot of friends on Xbox.
Wow.
And
look at Mr. Popular over here with all of his friends.
I got a lot of friends.
You got so many friends. You can't even fit them all in a Sea of Thieves boat. That's how many friends. You can't even fit them all in there.
We talked about that last week.
I think we did. I think it came up.
Aaron. Yeah, and anyway, I think it'd be good to have that. Plus, there's games on the Switch that I would like to stream, and having that ability. I figure I'd have to get another dock too, right, in order to do that.
Yeah, you would need a dock probably to stream.
Because in order for you to stream the Switch, the Switch Lite, you couldn't do it, right? Because
I think there's like a hacky way that you can stream the Switch Lite, but it is not. It's not intended to be able to be streamable because it only has the USB-C port for charging, and not for, streaming. purposes. So I'd have to somehow do a USB-C to something, to an HDMI. It's a lot of work, a lot of technical stuff. Probably not going to do it. If I ever stream Switch stuff, I'll probably just use my regular Switch, and you'll never see my Animal Crossing island on stream. That's just the way it is. It's not happening. Never see it. You'll never see my bathroom that's full of turnips right now.
That's just the way it is. Some things will never change. Bruce Hornsby, a great piano player. He also played the piano for Don Henley's "The End of the Innocents." I'm just throwing that out there.
Wow, you're a fount of knowledge, Brandon.
Your daily music knowledge and trivia.
I want to talk to the people real quick. Normally we save our Animal Crossing chatter for the end of the episode, but I've mentioned the stock.
It's time for the Animal Crossing minute.
Do your villagers, your island cohabitants, do they sing in your town square?
No, I don't.
You gotta get a radio. You gotta put it by your town square.
Okay.
And then they'll just be hanging out there, and they'll be like, and they'll sing to whatever song is on the radio.
Huh.
It's epic. And then they also do like Tai Chi and stuff. It's weird.
The only thing that I use my sound for on the Switch in Animal Crossing is for when the fish bite and they're latched on to the hook. That's all it is. Let's go into now, not the Animal Crossing minute, the Animal Crossing fishing with Brandon minute. I'm up to 80 fish out of 100 to get that maximum thing, and I'm a little scared to start up again because there's 20 left. I don't know if I'm gonna do it, but here's the thing. Like I talked about the anticipation stuff last week, right? Mm-hmm. I talked about that. The other aspect of it is waiting for that sound too, right? That sound that tells you, the
bloop.
Yeah, exactly. It's a blunk or a blook.
Yeah, a little more bassy. You got it.
Yeah, right. Like when you have like the pre-turd, it goes, but then you have like the gudunk, right? Then you know it's time to wipe. It's very, very similar, and that is the Brandon Animal Crossing fishing.
I did see like a meme on the Animal Crossing subreddit where it was like Sandra Bullock from Bird Box with like her blindfold on, and then they put like a Switch controller in one hand and like a fishing pole in her other hand, and it was like, this is me fishing in Animal Crossing, because like you can't rely on sight, you have to listen for the sound, otherwise you're gonna jump the gun every once in a while.
Oh yeah,
which I've had to train myself to do, because there's many times I will have the sound completely off on Animal Crossing.
Yeah,
and then that fish is gonna get away. Anyway, what I'm gonna tell you guys is I dropped close to 200,000 bells on turnips this week. If you don't play Animal Crossing, if we haven't, I think we've talked about this before. Turnips are up for sale from 5 a.m. to noon on Sundays only. There is a person that visits your island that will sell turnips. Now, you can eat them like any other fruit on the island, but that's a waste of money. They usually sell for around 100 bells a piece, and you can buy them in batches of 10. And then every day at the store on your island, you can go and sell them, and the value in the store changes every morning and evening. So you have to go back to the store and figure out the turnip prices every morning and every afternoon, and then kind of ride that market and find the right time to sell those turnips back, hopefully for a profit. If you don't sell your turnips at all by Saturday night, then Sunday morning all of your turnips rot, and you've lost all of that money. Yeah. Now, this is a system that's been around a while. It's very interesting. It's a way to make money in the game. But people have taken this to an all new level and have built individual websites that monitor the different patterns that are on your island for the stock market, and there are turnip calculators where you can enter in the prices that you're given every morning and afternoon, and it will give you predictions on when is the best time to maximize your profit. And guys, I'm in it hard. I have 2 sites up. I have a spreadsheet on my phone where I mark the prices.
You're waiting first thing in the morning with a piece of paper and your notebook.
I've got one of those green visors on, and I'm like yelling at my kids and clapping things, and I'm like, buy, sell, buy, sell. They're not even awake. I just yell at them while they're sleeping. Yes, Philip, they're turnips. They're turnips. Here's the other couple of fun facts. You can't store turnips in your inventory in your house, like your storage in your house, like you can all your other extra stuff you don't want to sell. So you just have to leave them on the ground places.
Yeah.
Unless you want to carry them around, but that's going to take up, some prime real estate in your pockets.
That's right. Pick up the carpet. Pick up the carpet, because when you start picking up the turnips off the ground, there's going to be a couple times where you're like, I don't want the carpet. I want the turnip. And it's the same button. It's the same button.
It's the same button.
It's a flaw in the design.
So I have built a second room in my Animal Crossing house. It is tentatively a bathroom, but it is currently just wall-to-wall turnips on the floor. I also made my avatar look like I look like Rick from Rick and Morty.
Oh yeah.
So that was fun. I did that too. Anyway, that's been our Animal Crossing minute.
I look like a 16-year-old girl because I'm like, oh look, I can make pigtails and get it punky color.
Anyway, guys, if you have any other turnip tips, hit me up. Otherwise, if you're looking for help with your turnips, you can go to ac-turnip.com for Animal Crossing Turnip Calculator, or turnipprofit.io. Both of these sites, the thing I like about turnipprofit.io is if you scroll all the way down, it has a list of the patterns that I think have been data mined out of the game, so that it uses those patterns to predict the likelihood of your turnip prices. And then you can also, because there's different, you can have a fluctuating, a small spike, large spike, or decreasing values. And
we sound like an entrepreneur business podcast right now. If somebody came in right at this moment, they'd be like, okay, all right, yeah, this is interesting. Okay, my brother-in-law, he found out I started up an E-Trade account, and then he called me up randomly. He's like, what do you buying stock in? I'm like, man, I don't have any fucking.
I just buying turnips, yo.
Turnips and American Airlines. Those are the two things that are not oil.
Not sweet oil. See, yeah. So anyway, that's turnips. It's consuming my life right now, but also consuming our lives and the lives of the virgins of Staten Island. Is What We Do in the Shadows on FX. Brandon, why don't you go ahead and set up this category, because you basically told me last week, you're like, hey, watch this show so we can talk about it on Monday.
I did say that. Yeah. What We Do in the Shadows, right? The movie is like a mockumentary. For those who aren't aware, it's a mockumentary kind of in the vein of Waiting for Guffman, A Mighty Wind, all the Christopher Guest movies.
Best in Show.
Yes. Oh, so good.
God loves a terrier.
In the vein of those types of movies, Spinal Tap. Throw that out there as well.
Oh, yeah. I'll go to 11.
It's a documentary about vampires. It came out probably like 2013, 2014. Directed by Taika Waititi, who went on to do not very many other things.
Yeah, he's pretty much been quiet since then.
Yeah, not a single peep out of him, and also helped co-written by Jermaine Clement from Flight of the Conchords.
Mm-hmm.
And And this movie, I heard about it, and I instantly wanted to see it. I had no idea who Taika was at that point in time. I just knew Jermaine and the fact that it's vampires and it's like a vampire mockumentary.
Yeah.
And I fell in love with it, and I made everybody I knew watch it. And when I heard that FX was planning on making a TV show about it, partially co-written by the two of them again, I was like, okay, as much as the movie was good, how well can it translate to the small screen? And it came out on Hulu, so we could watch on Hulu. And sure enough, no, it's solid. It was instantly Chelsea, me, and the boy. We fell in love with it, and it's got and of course it's got the master Matt Berry in
Yes.
it.
You two were buddies, weren't you?
You and he were buddies. And so yeah, the show, it covers a different set of vampires than the movie does, and goes through their humorous adventures. So that's a primer of it.
So you watched this series when it first came out in March of last year, or when did you start like watching the series?
I caught it. I caught the first episode. I started watching it after it had gotten to the season finale.
Okay, yeah. So you can just binge it up, just watch the whole thing.
Yeah. Because we watched the premiere episode, and then we're like, okay, all right. And we watched the second episode, and then we spent the rest of the day catching up on the rest of them. And when it was over, we're like, shit. But now it's in season 2, which is why we're talking.
Yeah. Season 2 just started a couple weeks ago, so only a couple episodes out so far.
Now Travis, you saw the movie, right? What did you think of that?
I thought the movie was terrific. Loved the movie. I was a huge Flight of the Conchords fan. Absolutely loved the show. Loved their music. Just and their individual projects that they've worked on. Brett and Jermaine. Just love most of the stuff that they've done. So when I saw the movie, I thought it was hilarious. Really loved the premise. The comedy just had that perfect, like what we would now refer to as like a Taika Waititi, tone.
Work.
Yeah. And so yeah, I just loved it. And for whatever reason, I was aware that there was a series coming out, but I never like made an effort to watch it. And I'm pretty sure I had access to FX the entire time that it's been in existence.
Yeah.
So I don't really have an excuse why I haven't watched it. It might be the case that I was worried, much like you were, that the series wouldn't live up to the show, because I knew that it wasn't going to have Jermaine in the show. I knew it wasn't going to have the same cast as the movie. So I was like, all right, well, it's probably going to be like a low budget, version, like trying to capitalize on the success of the movie, but probably not going to measure up. And then when I started watching the series, like within the first episode, I was like, this is great. Like they're hitting the same like sort of style and tone. The quirkiness of it is all there. The level of the effects in the show are pretty great when some of the things that they do that only that only vampires can do and things like that. But there's a lot of like really great and even sometimes subtle effects that just really kind of put a polish on the show, even though it's supposed to look very simply shot and hand shot with a documentary crew. I binge watched like 7 episodes today. I will probably get all caught up by tomorrow. Yeah, and I think it's absolutely great. I'm excited to check out the two episodes that are out already for season 2.
Yeah. I guess what I was most worried about was What We Do in the Shadows. The movie did such an excellent job of lampooning vampires, tossing in the werewolves, werewolves, not swearwolves, into the mix, right?
Right.
And capturing that, the stereotypical type of vampires that are it had like the Nosferatu vampire. It had the really super sexual in Jermaine Clements vampire. You had the more, he was like the more Anne Ricey one type, right? Um, and so coming out of that, I thought, well, they've already kind of captured most of the vampire tropes. Where can they go from here? And the show did a good job of Nandor being like the very, very like the Vlad the Impaler,
Right.
Matt Berry and his lover. I forget what her name is in the show.
Romani.
Yeah, Nadja.
Nadja.
Yeah, Nadja with a J and not.
I just looked at highlighted text and it says a Romani vampire. I just have to read the action. Nadja. That's her name.
Nadja. And they're very, very old lovers. And he keeps killing off her lovers. And then the standout of all of them is, you know what I'm going to say, is the guy who plays Colin Robinson, who is the energy vampire, he doesn't suck their blood, he drains energy from people.
Guys, if you haven't seen the show, let me tell you about this Daywalker right here, okay? The first 2 episodes, I was like on the fence because I was like, all right, so you have a house full of vampires, and then you have that, and all of these vampires are like very much like Interview with the Vampire like type, like very like throwback period costume and all this stuff, and then Colin is just like a normal like office worker, business casual, like quiet, and he comes out as this energy vampire that feeds off the energy of others by having extremely boring conversations and pulling the energy out of these other people. And I was like, is this like a bit where it's like he's just a really boring person and someone that you would like call an energy vampire, but like, and that's just how he ends up like staying with them. But then after like several episodes, you're like, no, he's like a legit vampire that he just feeds off people's energies. And some of the things that they do with him later in the first season, at least, I just absolutely love. And just the things that he's into, like city ordinance meetings and and like all sorts of things.
He goes to the city ordinance meetings and asks really mundane questions.
Brings like a stack of index cards and just like rolls through them all until he's done.
It's just like, I get so much energy. I get it's just, he's that character is so great. Chelsea and I always just laugh so much when he's on screen, because not because he's a vampire, but just like, oh, we know people like that. Everybody knows someone like that. Where you have the period piece vampires who are like, yeah, that's not a real thing. Obviously, that's not a real thing. But then you have Colin, who like, God, I work with somebody like that.
Oh yeah, no, I work with a few Collins for sure. And for those of you that listen to the podcast, it's not you.
It's not you.
Definitely no. You know who it is.
Omar, if you're listening, it's not you. Jose, who now started listening to all the podcasts, it's not you. By the way, if Jose listens to this, I constantly go back. I think like, oh crap, you're listening to the podcast now. I hope I didn't talk shit about you.
Yeah.
At all.
And I just know I did. So
so just to let you know, Jose, I love you, and it's just always been a pleasure working with you. I love your shoes.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, here's the beauty of things. Hulu has some sort of exclusive deal with FX, so tons of FX shows are now available on Hulu. If you have a Hulu subscription, you can watch pretty much everything that's on FX. So yeah, like if you're on Hulu, go watch What We Do in the Shadows. It's super good. They're short episodes, like 22 to 30 minutes. So it's only 10 episodes in a season. So you could watch the entire first season in an evening, like one solid binge fest. It's done. And then you're stuck waiting for the rest of season 2 to come out along with the rest of us. But yeah, it's real good. It's real good.
It's real good. Out of 10 vampires, I give it 9 and 9.8 I'll give it a solid 10. I give it a solid 10. I really love the show. I don't get tired of it. And all this weekend I kept refreshing Hulu to see if there was a new episode on. There's
instead of just looking to see when the next air date was.
No, I spanned refresh. It's on Thursday, the 22nd. Wednesday,
okay.
The 22nd.
Wednesday. Speaking of Wednesdays, did you watch the finale of Lego Masters?
I did watch the finale of Lego Masters.
What did you think of that show? I know we've talked about it in the past, but the first season is over. No rumors that I know of a second season, but what did you think overall?
What did I think? I really enjoy watching. I'm amazed by the things that people can build. Even if it's in 8 hours or 6 hours or 24 hours. I just know that I don't have that in me to put all these pieces together into like a cohesive a thing. What I will say is that I didn't think that the people who won should have. I didn't think theirs was the best sculpt, and I was kind of disappointed in that, to be honest with you.
So I'm glad you brought that up, because the people that did win, I feel like their final build was not the best build of the 3 teams that were left. However, overall, throughout the competition, I felt they were the strongest team that had the most builds throughout the competition that were like really over the top or like really great. And so starting the episode, I was like, I hope this team wins. And then their final build, I was like, I don't know if they got it. And then they still won. So I don't know.
They of the 3 teams that made it to the finale. By the way, woo, Alex cheering them bits. Ooh,
think of them little bits, Alex. Thank you so much.
Of the 3 teams that were out there, check there's the ones who won. Obviously, that leaves 2 left.
Yep.
The other team, the primary competition to that team, they have like the little details that really set the sculpts apart, and they're also technically competent, and like the amount of like creativity they put into like little minifig interactions, I think are just that's the kind of storytelling that you want to have in builds.
Right.
And then the third team, they were like going into the finale. I was like, well, I don't even know how, like, they probably shouldn't have even made it that far. They're good builders, don't get me wrong, but compared to the other 2 competitors, they weren't the strongest going into it. Then they go into the finale, and I thought that of all of them, they had the best, most beautiful, like actual art. Like it was actual art to me. Mm-hmm. And to me, that's why I felt that they should have won. And obviously they came in 3rd place, which was like, even that was like if you're judging it based off of this sculpt in this finale, to me, they should have at least come in 2nd place. But
yeah, I agree with you, Alex, about the baby card as well. That they played that up quite a bit toward the last few episodes. I don't know, as far as competition reality shows go, and I'm at this point hundreds to choose from, featuring Lego in that way was really cool, and it was a creative competition that like my whole family got into. Like everybody was like invested in what was happening week to week. So I don't know. I thought it was a good show. Hopefully they come back with another season, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't know how if they can. I'm sure they can like write another season of competitions. That would be interesting. But yeah, I don't know. It was good. I liked it. Please write more.
Yeah. Kind of along those. His Will Arnett, his ex, right? Amy Poehler is did like a crafting show over on, I forget what channel it was.
It was on NBC with
Nick Offerman.
Yeah, Nick Offerman. Yeah.
And I just thought as I was watching Lego Masters, like, oh, you used to be in love, you two. Yeah, you're competing reality shows.
What if their reality shows were in like the same time slot, and they were like competing for like ratings as well?
Oh gosh, I was actually, I forgot that they were not together anymore when Lego Masters first started up. I was like, oh look, oh well, I bet Amy Poehler's jealous now, huh? Chelsea, like, they're not together, Brandon. Like, oh,
Oh.
wow. But that reminds me, UCB, Upright Citizens Brigade, is getting a bunch of slack lately because of their corona response and all that type of stuff. I'm not going to get into it here, but I just on Twitter periodically I'm like, ooh, there's trouble in UCB paradise, huh?
Because they're taking it too seriously, not seriously enough.
Because they fired a bunch of people when the stuff kicked off, and then
okay.
Yeah, like just fired a bunch of people. And then I saw on Twitter some guy said, "Oh no, UCB is good. I was taking some classes and then my father died, and they didn't want to give me a refund without proof that he was dead." I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go back to buying turnips."
By the way, turnip prices are up today. I'm really on the fence. Part of me thinks I should have sold. Easy money, get the money. But I'm gonna wait it out like 2 days because these projections over at Turnip Calculator, they have me thinking like Wednesday might be the time to sell. We'll update you guys next week. While you're waiting, and you're still sitting at home, you've been home for weeks now. It's important to keep moving. And not just mac on the snacks and binge the Netflix. You gotta get the blood pumping. You gotta take care of you, which is why Brandon and I did a few home workouts this last week. I have built home workouts into my daily routine. I take days off. All right, I'm not working out 7 days a week. Let's not get it twisted. But I have tried to make it a priority to try and get workouts in even more often than I did pre-quarantine. One, because it just kind of mixes up my day a little bit.
Sure.
But also, like, what else do I got to do? So, I've been doing some workouts. I have been taking advantage of the fact that Nike Fitness Club, which is an app for iOS, they may have an
Nike Training Club.
Nike Training Club. Thank you. They have a bunch of premium workouts in there, but they're all free right now. Normally, you'd have to pay like a membership fee, but when the coronavirus quarantine started really ramping up, they said, "Hey, all of the workouts in our app are free until further notice." Which, on the one hand, very nice of them to do to give people more options for working out. Also, brilliant marketing ploy to get people engaged and invested in the app and
To
then
buy their shoes.
and then eventually reinstate those membership fees and have people have to make a decision of continuing to use the app or move on to something else. But yeah, so the thing about the app is you don't need like a lot of equipment. They have everything in there where you can go from like if you have access to a full gym to if you have absolutely no equipment whatsoever. There are a lot of different workouts you can do. I'm doing like a plan right now that basically just uses like dumbbells, like just like a couple sets of weights so that it can give you some resistance, but that's basically all I had at the house. So I was like, yeah, that'll work. I'll just try that. But I think I need to like get another set because the ones I have, like I'm like maybe I could be a little bit heavier here, but it's fine. It's fine. I can finish this.
Yeah, I haven't been doing much fitness, and I need to be because it's a release, you know. But going into this last week, similar to the way that I told you you had to watch What We Do in the Shadows, you said, "Hey, we need something to talk about. Let's do this workout."
Yeah, we did.
Let's do a home workout. So I think it was Wednesday, and I said, "What time do you usually work out?" And you said, like 3 p.m. Central. Like, okay,
Yep.
got it. 3 p.m. Central rolled around. I set up my Mac in the living room, got the camera set up on me. My kid was there. Camera set up on you. I had some trouble with my iPad because the iPad app looks like the iPhone app until the videos start playing, and then it turns into a normal thing. Whatever. We went on Zoom, and then we did the workouts together. Tried to sync it up as best we can. We could.
We got pretty close.
I would hear it, and then I'm like, okay, I'm ahead. Okay, pause. Play,
Yep.
pause. Play, pause. Same way I do with my brother when we're watching Minority Report every year.
Yeah.
And yeah, I won't say it's fun because working out is never fun to me, and I never like instructors telling me to keep going or like, don't tell me what to do. I'm not feeling it right now. Push. Oh yeah. Look, I'm here doing stuff. Back off me.
Yeah.
But it was an experience.
One of the things is we wanted to make sure that it required no equipment when we worked out together. So I just picked one at random, kind of, that like I knew was gonna have like a decent mix of workouts. I had just done a workout the day before that was like really focused on lower body and legs, and so I was like, I don't want to do a leg workout. Whatever we do, I don't want to do a leg workout. So we did just sort of like a core and abs type focused one. And yeah, it was kind of cool having the Zoom up and being able to be like, oh, hey, we're working out together. Yeah, that's cool. But some of the moves in that workout were so weird where you were like in like a
jackknife one.
You were like in like a weird like plank type position with your legs pulled in, and then you had to like kick your leg through your arms or something, and like
like your chest is pointed down to the ground. You're in plank position, and you have to twist your body to where like you turn around and your chest is now facing the sky, and you kick your leg out.
Yeah.
And it puts so much pressure on my right shoulder, which is already kind of jacked up anyway, that I was like, oh god. And then I died.
And then you died, and I had to end the Zoom call. But yeah, I don't know. Those workouts are kind of cool. If you're looking for workouts to do, there's tons of options available. But I've been bought into the Nike ecosystem for a really long time. I've been using Nike Run Club for like a decade.
Ever.
Yeah. And for all the way back from when you had to buy the chip to put inside your shoe so that you could so it could sync up to your iPod. I
remember you, and maybe it's you, McGovern, or John. You all using that thing, and you almost had me convinced to buy it. and I almost did, because you can, if you don't have the shoes for it, you could just buy the thing and then put it in your shoelaces, right?
Yeah, yeah.
They, um, so I was that close, and then the technology for the iPhones got so good that you didn't need that anymore. I'm like, oh,
I
they,
I
they,
I think I'm pretty sure I got rid of my chip, but there was a good like few years where like in some drawer somewhere there was still a big blocky chip with like an Apple logo and a Nike swoosh on it, and I was like, ah, yes, the time when I had to put a different piece of equipment in my shoe to track where I was running, and it was never. I mean, it was pretty accurate, but it was never perfect. It's about as accurate as the GPS can sometimes. The faults in the GPS can be. But yeah, between going for runs now that it is barring any random snowstorms that last for 24 hours, it's the weather's pretty good here in the Midwest to where I can run outside on a regular basis. Between that and then doing those home workouts, I'm feeling strong, Brandon. I'm
good.
Feeling good.
Feeling strong. Yeah, man. Hell yeah. What I dig, and not, and going away from the app, the Nike app stuff, doing this Zoom workout with you, uh, it, similar to when Chelsea and I do yoga. It's that, like, spending time with other people doing that stuff. And I watched a video. It was from it was Chief Master in the Air Force, Caleth Wright. He did an interview with this professor, and she was talking about doing like these Zoom events, even hanging out with somebody on Zoom, seeing that face to face interaction, like you and I do on a weekly basis, and being like, in and how a lot of naysayers are like, it's not the same. It's not the same because you're not in person with the people. But what she was saying is it is actually very much the same, because you see, and it's the bi-directional communication, and you see my face and I see your face. And even doing stuff, she was talking about like doing workouts, yoga workouts, with a group of people all on Zoom, all on their cameras, and it's still like a communal experience. And I say this because we also, you, me, Chelsea, and Sheena, Saturday night, you hooked up the Jackbox party pack 6 and 5 to your gaming your gaming desktop downstairs, streamed it from there. You were upstairs, you and Sheena on the couch, Chelsea and I on our couch, and we played Jackbox, a double date, and it was
yeah.
it was
It was akin to the days when you would just walk over to our house when we lived a couple houses away, and we would play Jackbox all on the couch in the living room.
yeah.
But yeah, except in this case, you guys were very tiny on the screen because your couch is so far away from your TV.
Yeah.
But we could all chat and hang out, and that is one of the things about Jackbox that is so great, is that you don't have to be in the same place to be able to play it because of the way that the system is set up. Obviously, those games are amazing if you have a group of people all in the same room, but it still works. It works really well, in a social distancing environment. So yeah, we played some of those. We built some products. We split some rooms. We didn't know Jack, and and we pushed the button. We pushed the button for sure.
The button. You and I both got away with being aliens.
Tricky. Even though I think you gave me the win. I don't know. Maybe, but that I will.
The clue is your least a disgusting vegetable, and you drew a carrot, which Sheena yelled out, "Travis loves carrots. He's the alien."
Well, the thing is, in like the game just before that, I had to say what my favorite vegetable was, and I wrote carrot because it was just the easiest one to spell. And so I wrote carrot, and then in the next game, as an alien, it said draw a vegetable, but as a human, it said draw a disgusting vegetable. So I inadvertently drew what I had just admitted was my favorite vegetable as a disgusting vegetable.
Yeah.
But the fun part about that is in almost any game, whether you're playing Mafia or I think sometimes like Werewolf, Secret Hitler, whatever those games are, where you're in a group of people and you're trying to pretend that you're like one of the group or whatever. My wife can always tell immediately if I am the one, if I'm the Mafia member, or if I'm the faking it person or whatever. She can just look at me and I'm just like, yeah, it's me. So the fact that she was sitting next to me on the couch and fully thought it was not me and was thinking it was Chelsea the whole time, I took that as a win. I was even if you guys had pushed the button and sent me out of the thing, so long as she was convinced it wasn't me, I was like, I'm learning to lie to my wife, guys. I'm learning.
She forgot all about the carrot stuff at the get go.
She did.
And to be fair, I knew it was you immediately. I was like, well, let's keep playing. But then I kept drinking, and then I noticed that Chelsea, whose name was the Blob, hadn't been tested more than once. And I'm like, all right, well, let's check out what she's doing here. And then we just went from there.
Well, and with that particular game, the alien can use hacks to change the questions for a human player. And I use those strategically enough to make at least place suspicion on Chelsea so that there was enough doubt where I don't know who voted against me when I was in the button chamber, but it saved me because I would have been lost. But it had to be unanimous. Somebody voted against it, and I don't know. It all worked out.
Blind vote. When I did those hacks that you mentioned, when I was the alien, the first round, I forget what the clue was or what the prompt was, but I hacked Sheena, and
it was draw a cartoon character.
That's right. I hacked Sheena, draw a cartoon character, and I drew Bugs Bunny, and it was like a crappy bunny with a carrot. What's up, Doc? And she drew a character. It was just a regular guy, and everyone was like, "That's not a cartoon character." And she's like, "It didn't say draw a cartoon character. It said draw a character." And I was like, and that everybody still voted against her when clearly she was so sincere in that moment. Like,
she's like, it's what it said. And I was like, nah, you're lying to me, Sheena.
You always lie to me, Sheena. You get
lie about drawing cartoons all the time. Yeah.
But like that, so fun, all that stuff, like being able to hang out, us, our spouses, double dating it. It's great, and it goes back to that that social distancing. It's not really distancing if we have these tools and technology in order for us to keep connected. And same thing with our folks out there in Twitch and YouTube. Like we're all hanging out, we're having a good time. So
yeah, it's weird because like I think about this period that we're going through and how much is different and how much we miss the things that we're missing, and some of those things, like, well, really all of the things that you were excited about or that you were looking forward to that you're missing out on, very valid stuff. I feel super bad for like the high school seniors that are missing out on proms and graduations and all those things that many of us look back on later as and not everybody looks back on them favorably, but it's still like a very significant period in your life. But so much is happening right now that where we're embracing technology and we're looking for new ways to connect with each other. It's almost like that idea that innovation is fueled through a lack of something, when you don't have enough budget or you don't have enough people. Often when you're lacking something, that's when some of the best ideas are formed, is through like having to overcome some sort of obstacle. And yeah, like I just love to see so many people finding new ways to interact and finding new ways to, socialize. And I'm very curious to see where these things will take us. When we're back to normal, but
new normal.
The new normal. I don't know. We've been doing this bit for like years, like almost 4 years now, where we talk to each other on video every week.
Yeah.
And it's funny, before we ever got into the whole YouTube, Twitch streaming gig, when we were strictly audio podcasting, Brandon and I still pulled up video every single week, because that's how you get that authentic sort of interaction between the two of us, is because we can see the nonverbal cues. We can kind of get a sense when somebody's like wrapping something up, or somebody's like waiting for a chance to make a point, and then I just ignore that and keep moving on. But yeah, we've been doing that for. Okay, Brandon, what did you
yeah, tap my fake watch. Yeah, exactly. And you and I are friends, longtime friends. And we can talk on the phone and still have these kind of interactions with each other. But when you get those nonverbals and nonverbal communication, depending on who you ask or where you read it, has a certain percentage of all communication, right? And you can tell by my posture. You can tell when I'm slouching, or when I have my iPhone talking to Omar about bringing up a Rick and Morty video. You can tell that they're, I'm distracted or what's going on. And I think that's important for folks to understand. In interviews, right? Like, some of the best interviews I've had are with strangers for submitting for your approval, are the ones where I actually see them on the end of the screen, because I can react to things that they're reacting to, that they're not necessarily saying out loud. But the ones where all you hear is audio, and you're like, oh, so what did you think of that episode? And they take a few extra seconds, and I really like this piece. And like, okay, are they thinking about it? Are they really deep in thought, or are they really bored with the that's maybe not the best example, but but an example nonetheless.
Well, and because we tried it, the first couple times we tried to do podcasts, like when we weren't living on the same street, we were like, yeah, we'll just like call each other audio over like Skype or some sort of whatever format it was at the time, and it didn't have the same feel, and so now that you can. I feel like one of the greatest compliments we get is when someone's like, oh, are you guys like in the same room when you record or whatever? And for people to not realize that we're, hundreds of miles away from each other, is a nice compliment. So
it is a nice compliment. And my compliment for you out there listening, for you watching, thanks for being who you are, wherever you are.
Thanks for being cool. Thanks for hosting our streams on your own channels, D Squeeze. Thank you for joining right at the end, but just in time for the post show. But yeah, guys, hang in there. I know this is tough. I know things are kind of crazy, but we're gonna keep doing this. Also, does the stream look crazy to you guys? Because it looks kind of crazy where I'm viewing it. But anyway, we appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for listening. We're gonna keep making this. We only have like 2 weeks until new Rick and Morty stuff. So if you're a Rick and Morty fan, get ready for more Interdimensional RSS, because that is coming. And just load up a Zoom call. If you're afraid of Zoom vulnerabilities, then load up Skype or FaceTime or whatever thing you're comfortable with, and hang out with somebody, hang out and say hi.
Whatever app you're comfortable giving away all your privacy to.
Yeah.
If you got an Alexa, you got a Google Home, you got whatever's out there.
Yeah.
Just tell it you don't want it to
trade
listen.
your privacy for convenience and connection. That's the message I want to leave you with tonight.
Enemy of the State with Will Smith and Gene Hackman, which is a spiritual successor to The Conversation. Whatever. Let's not talk about it.
Yeah, talk about it.
We could talk about it on another episode.
On a future episode of Apathetic Enthusiasm.
but for now, I want to say thank you to everyone who listens and watches. You are the number one VIP MVP VIPs, and I think that's it, Travis.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I'm Travis.
And I'm Brandon. And thank you for being here.
Bye. All right, everybody, don't go away. We will be right back after this ad from our sponsors. Okay, so if you're seeing this right now, that means one of two things. Either you are a subscriber on Twitch, which means you are paying money to support us and support this channel, which we cannot.
That's kind of what we did on Harmontown, right?
We can't thank you enough. You guys are our favorites. All those other people are scrubs, unless you're on YouTube, in which case you're also watching for free, and you're not scrubs, and you just are in a loophole because like we use Restream and we go to multiple platforms. You guys are great too, but it'd be even better if you guys are watching on Twitch. But yeah, we're running an ad. We're doing that
because on Twitch, right? We're gonna start doing some Twitch watching. If you have Amazon Prime, we can do some Twitch watching TV shows. So right. Just throw it out there.
We're coming back in 5 seconds. Don't tell anybody we said that stuff. We love you guys.
Yeah. Don't tell them.
And we're back, guys.
Yeah, we didn't talk about anything.
Thank you guys for hanging out throughout that whole ad and just hanging and watching it.
Nothing happened.
That stuff is helping to support this channel. And thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you guys for being here for the post show. Lots of friends hanging out over in the chat. I saw Phil, Omar, Rachel, D Squeeze, Sire Dark. Lots of you guys. I think did I see Matt at some point? Maybe I didn't see Matt.
I didn't see Matt. I sent Matt a text and I said streaming. I actually put him in the same conversation as Omar, and yeah, Matt didn't show up, but he's been working real hard over at the Idaho KIVI news station because they're in a hiring freeze. But his two co-anchors have left. They quit or they moved on to different stations, and so he's working a lot of hours. So he's tired, he's broken, and he doesn't like Sea of Thieves.
Meat.
Or zombie games. He doesn't like zombies.
Just in general, no zombie games?
Yeah, he's like scared. He's scared of zombies.
Mm.
Zombies are like the least scary monster to me because it's so slow.
Yeah, if it's like a Walking Dead zombie, like minimal threat. Guys, somebody help me out in chat because I'm watching on my stream dashboard and it keeps doing like these weird lines. Are you guys seeing that too?
Yeah, it's like it's glitching, right? It looks like it's like a thing. Yeah,
tell the kids to get off the internet. Jeez, what are they streaming Mary Poppins up there? Okay, so this was gonna be a topic for the actual show, but we never really got to it. But who in the chat is a fan of Homestar Runner? Because I, for one, have loved Homestar for like decades almost. And I feel like one of the things that caused me to like know that Brandon was, I think it was you, was like a friend that I knew I could really get along with is, did you have the Strong Badia keychain?
Yeah, the stop sign.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So we both had that keychain. And there's a period when I saw your keys and I was like, this guy, he gets it.
I know it. This is the guy. Hey, real quick, I'm gonna restart my browser. Maybe that'll help out with some
I don't
stuff.
think it's you. But
yeah, let me just start my. I'll be right back.
all right, there we go. He's
Okay. I'm back.
all right. I've never heard of this. Thought you guys were doing a retro filter. Yeah, that's all it is. That's all it is. It's a 420 thing that we're doing, guys. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. I'm about. Okay. Yeah. It just looked like my stuff was on a delay. That's what's really throwing.
Well, so here,
couple things. Go ahead.
Two things. You bring them at me.
Okay. Scattergories. D Squeeze got into a Scattergories fight with the in-laws, and evidently ignoble isn't a legitimate word. Hey, you know, that's wrong. That's wrong. Second thing is Omar invited expert 6497, which I'll have to ask him tomorrow what the hell that actually means. He was watching Larry Cohen, the Larry Cohen film Q, the Winged Serpent. Larry Cohen, who also directed and wrote the wonderful movie The Stuff, also featuring the Michael Moriarty. Chelsea, the kid, and I, we watched The Stuff the other day. If you've ever seen the movie, it's a horror movie, but it's not like, oh my god, it's so scary. It's a very silly movie. Anyway, so just throwing the shout out to Q, the Winged Serpent, and The Stuff. Can't get enough of the stuff.
All right.
That's all I got.
Anyway, back to Homestar. Here's the deal.
Oh yeah.
Strong Bad Emails. I've got the first 120 Strong Bad Emails on DVD. So such good stuff. One of the animation's great, the characters are great, but one of the things that really stands out about Homestar Runner is the music. And there are so many amazing songs, so many raps and weird things in there. I know Strong Bad released an album a long time ago, but if you have Spotify and potentially any other streaming music service, you can get 3 full volumes of Homestar Runner music now on Spotify streaming, and it's got all kinds of stuff on there. So opening theme songs, Strong Bad Email type music, but stuff I hadn't even heard because they kept making stuff after I stopped following them for a while. But so much good stuff. So
yeah,
some Teen Girl Squad going maybe. So yeah, I just want to signal boost something that is huge and known worldwide, and is more popular than this show will ever be, by signal boosting Homestar Runner. Go listen to their music and go watch their stuff. They've got a YouTube channel. I think the site is still up. Oh, let's just look. Let's go to
it is, but it was all Flash based, so that's probably what the deal is.
Yeah, well, and Flash is dying, right? So
yeah.
What are we gonna do? HomestarRunner.com, it's still there. So they have an old Flash site that you can still apparently get to, and they have links to their YouTube channel. You can still get to their store. Tunes, game, email.
Oh, it does.
They have old Flash games. Which can you even play?
I don't know.
Oh, it's so sad. It's so sad, you guys. The old days of Flash. But yeah, Homestar Runner was just such a great thing. They still have a lot of their videos up on YouTube, but go check it out. Check me out.
I want to go back to Q, the Winged Serpent here real quick, Travis. It's about.
I'll see myself out.
The movie. It's about a giant winged beast attacking New York City. There's like claymation. I think it's like Ray Harryhausen style. It's not the best movie in the world. But the first time I ever saw the movie was on Joe Bob Briggs when he came back. He covered that. The reason I bring up Joe Bob Briggs is this weekend, if you are on Shudder, if you have a subscription to Shudder, as I do, which I'll tell my story about Shudder here in a second. You can watch Joe Bob Briggs this Friday. He's doing a marathon of yet to be determined movies, but that'll happen Friday night at 8 or 9 p.m. Eastern, one of two. I will be there. Not really, because we're doing D&D, I think, that night.
Yeah, maybe.
I might actually cancel now because I forgot Joe Bob was a thing. Sorry, Joe Bob wins out.
Sorry, Champ Champ. We'll figure it out.
Quetzalcoatl. Yeah, there you go. Thanks, Omar. Okay, now here's my Shudder story. For all those who are watching, who are listening. Last week while we're teleworking, Craig Engel, who runs the Shudder account, he's like the GM for Shudder. Craig Engler. He's the general manager of Shudder over at AMC Networks. Anyway, last week he put out a tweet and it was like, "Hey, Shudder, we're gonna have our first remote meeting. Wish us luck," or something like that. And my tweet response to him was, "Oh, cool. Let me know what time you need me to dial in." And he didn't respond to it. Okay, that's fair enough. That's fine. I wasn't really expecting him to respond to it. Who would respond to some stupid joke like that, right?
I know I wouldn't. And many of our listeners know that I would.
And I doubled down the next day because 24 hours later, he hadn't responded or liked my comment. I'm like, all right. And so I responded to my tweet with, "Hey, sorry I missed the meeting yesterday. Traffic was a bear. What were my do-outs?" And then he responded, "I need you to carve the Shudder logo into a pumpkin." And I said, "Okay, let me go over to my Photoshop." I got a picture of a pumpkin, got the Shudder logo, and did just the shittiest Photoshop job I could. And then I sent it to him, and I said, my crop isn't bloomed yet. But once my pumpkins are out, I think this is a good proof of concept, and I think you'll really like it. Let me know if you have any feedback. And then he retweeted it, and he said solid, which is very much like, okay, yeah, let me alone.
All right. You got your retweet. Shut up.
No, I was happy about that. Yeah. I'm almost basically working for Shudder.
You basically are employed at Shudder. You are the executive in charge of fake pumpkin carvings and witty retorts.
Witty retorts. I really just, even if I don't get paid for them, I really just want to be invited to their stuff.
You're just there in the back, like making offhand comments and annoying the actual social media team that's paid to be there. Yeah.
Hey, can we talk about LinkedIn for a second?
No. Yeah, we could talk about LinkedIn. Yeah,
because I saw Craig Engler on LinkedIn, and I'm like, he's like not a first or a second, he's like a third connection, third level connection, and I'm like, that seems so weird. It reminds me of like Facebook back in the day, or even now, where you just like you add people of other people that you know, and And LinkedIn seems similar to that, where there's like, yeah, I kind of know you as a fifth level connection. You want to be connected?
Yeah, I think because the intent of LinkedIn is much more like career focused, and it's more about like getting jobs and talking about the jobs you have and connecting people with other jobs, that I think people are more loose about the connections that they make on there because like I'm not sharing a bunch of like personal family stuff on LinkedIn. I'm talking about like business articles and like significant achievements and things like that at work, not like here's a picture of my grandbabies or whatever, right? Like so what?
I thought you were gonna say your dick.
No, that's
so
TikTok.
quick for the dick.
No, Snapchat. That's what Snapchat was
That's
built.
Zoom. That's my Zoom bomb.
That's what that's when you're Zoom bombing your own company meeting. Anyway, yeah.
And then,
So I think LinkedIn's a little bit more loose in that way because then when you're like, oh shoot, I need to find a job. Well, let me connect with all the people I marginally know or are friends of friends of friends to see if they have something available. I don't know. LinkedIn's still really weird. I don't use it a lot. I've used it a little bit more recently, but it's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, okay. I'm not in the job market, so I don't know why I need this, but cool, let's keep using it.
yeah. I wonder um, just how acceptable it is to send invites to like, hey, let's connect to complete strangers on LinkedIn compared to anywhere else. I should do a little bit of research.
I also feel like your LinkedIn is really probably interesting because you grew up in LA, you have a lot of connections in LA, so like so many of like the second and thirds on your LinkedIn are going to be people that are in like the entertainment industry or like are LA type people that are just like, yeah, I'm a producer, I'm a writer, I'm a Shutter executive.
Yeah. That's true. You met Casey King.
There you go, guys. You can see all of my Reaper, all of my Reaper files.
Oh no. Okay. So that's my LinkedIn conversation. For those who are watching, Travis, do you want to give your Travis's April Muppet Challenge update?
I could do a update, except my stuff is upstairs. It's not down here, so I can't show you in person. I could go get it if you guys want to wait.
Yeah, I can talk.
You have the wheel. You guys get to look at my empty chair for a minute.
All right. All right. Here, how do I start it? How do I start this? How do I start what I want to say? A long time ago, I knew this person, and I worked at a Safeway, which it's called Safeway in other parts of the country that are not California. In California, it's called Vons, but Vons was bought by a larger company called Safeway. And like in Colorado Springs, Colorado, Denver, whatever, it's Safeway, but it's Vons in California. So I worked for Vons technically, which is a subsidiary of Safeway, as I was saying. And I worked in the meat department, and what I didn't want to work in the meat department. That was that's just it. Kind of happened that way. It was a way to make more money because I was a bagger, right? And when I was a bagger, I kept like a lot of candy in my. This has nothing to do with the meat department stuff, but I used like Lifesaver, the gummy savers. I just had like a bag of gummy savers there. It's so fucking good, right? And like in between bagging, like, hey, how can I help you take your cart to the car? And they'd be like, no, it's okay. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, have a great day, Mrs. What's your name? And I'd reach into my apron and I would get some gummy savers. And then blah, 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 meat department. Okay, cool. Travis, you're back. Welcome. I was just telling a real quick story about working at Vons.
Oh, okay, cool. That's cool. Working at Vons is cool. Vons is cool. Thank you to all of our grocery store workers that are keeping us fed. Better finish that story for the patrons, Brandon.
Oh my god, that video is so glitched.
Why is this? Oh, it's probably because I started trying to upload my audio.
Oh, yeah. It is your internet, Travis.
I'm getting throttled on the tubes, you guys.
Oh, So many tubes.
Would we ever do a 28-day workout challenge together?
No. You're
There
asking
you
you're
go.
asking a lot. You're
There you
asking
go.
a lot of me. Like I'm doing
Yes, I would. With
I'm doing a daily music challenge. And that's hard enough to maintain as it is. But if you want to do a 28 workout, wait, wait, let me take a step back. Alex, are you propositioning us to do a 28-day workout challenge with you? Is that what you're asking us to do? Or are you saying like with me and Travis? Because I will not do it, Travis. He's
Maybe let's throw it
hard
out
work.
there. After our April Muppet challenge, maybe we have a May workout challenge. Just throwing it out there, Brandon. Just throwing it out there.
Fuck.
Or we don't. Either way. How's your Muppet doing? Here, let's show mine first, because I'm way behind Brandon, right? So these are my derpy hands.
Derpy derps.
They look like the guy in that second Scary Movie who had like the bad hand.
Chris Elliott. Yeah. Those hands don't look bad. Which hand did you do first?
This one, and then this one. Yeah, it was definitely this one, because the first one actually came out better than the second one. Although my stitching looks better on this hand. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah,
Look at that, all hand stitched. But the beauty is these hands are actually attached to a torso.
Did you sew them onto the torso?
I did.
How did you sew them onto the torso?
With a needle and thread.
Yeah. Like, but you didn't. You just fold it, or?
So I put I kind of cut a little bit of the foam, so I had like some flappy bits out at the end of the arm. And then I held it up like this. I pinned it, and then I just kind of sewed all the way through the foam, so the stitching goes all the way through the foam.
Oh, okay.
All the way in and back out, and then so he's got like a hairy armpit.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of folds over, and eventually this dude will have a shirt. But he's like, "Hey guys."
And you sewed the neck piece, the shoulder pieces to the
No, this is mostly just hot glue up in here.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I don't have a head yet. I have to spend this week making a head. So currently this is my puppet. Hey everybody. If you could just send me the Sloppy Joe head back, I'll be done. I'll be done. But no, I'm gonna make a head this week and eventually catch up to Brandon, who has been much more proactive in his puppet making.
The head is the arms, the sewing, all that stuff is easy. It was easy to me once I watched the YouTube, right?
Yeah.
But the head piece, I struggled with that in my head. I mean, the way it looks now, I'm content with it. I maybe add some eyebrows to it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But like piecing it together with like the foam and making like wedges and that took me like 2 days, because I'm like, this is not great. This is not great. I started pulling the felt over it, and then the felt wasn't matching up, and I'm like, I don't even know, because the instructions we were following are confusing as it is for most of the other steps. But when it comes down to the headpiece, then I'm like, okay, now you lost me. Like in the arms, the arm step, it has you like make 2 different outlines of arms in the foam, and then you got to cut them out individually. I'm like, why'd you? No, you don't have to. You don't have to make one foam template and then use that to cut everything else, and then you have 2 arms based off the one template that match. You don't have to do 2 separate foam arms.
Yeah, and while we're in the business of criticizing the DIY Instructable that we are both utilizing for tips on how to build our own puppets, why cut the arms out of foam if you're not going to use the foam in the arms? He says he like stuffed it with batting afterwards.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I could have just drawn some arms. I could have just drawn an arm on a piece of paper.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, I didn't think about that, right? Because you use the cardboard at the start to build the torso,
Yeah.
and then like to do my nose, I was like, oh, how do I want to do this? Oh, I'll do the design in cardboard, cut it out, the outline, and then trace that onto the fabric, and then
Yeah.
sew it from
Yeah.
there. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So how is your puppet? Your puppet's done? Is he done? Like, are you done?
No, he's not done. I still have some things I'm like, how can I improve it? This is the biggest problem, right? And I think you can relate to this. There's a perfectionist aspect to it where I'm like, this fold, this little like ridge here on his cheek. I don't like the way it's subtly raising up. Uh, and I have to be like, it's, no one's gonna notice that. Don't worry about that. Back up off of it. And then I'd go to Sloppy Joe, which I've always considered Sloppy Joe just so cool. That the head and it like even though there's like flaps and stuff like that, not everything's glued down still. I just always thought like, oh, this is really solid. And so I'd look at my guy and be like, oh man, this thing's off, or the back of his head is not done, all this type of stuff. And I'd be like, I go to Sloppy Joe, a thing that I admire, and be like, no, that wasn't perfect either,
Yeah.
but people still enjoy it. It's still like it's still really impressive, and so I have to put myself in that mindset to not to feel like it's like I need to be perfect.
Here, here's what I love about Sloppy Joe is I made that head, over a decade ago, and now I've made a torso. So I have effectively made one complete puppet. He just lives in two pieces, in different parts of the country. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So I am for the most part done. I'm like at like a 95% solution.
He's so great. Have you named him yet?
I haven't named him yet.
We'll have to come up with names and announce that at the end of the month.
Because I think I need some I think I need some clothes for him.
Yeah, yeah. He's shirtless right now.
Yeah.
In the comments, they're calling him Cheech.
Yeah. I said this last week, but I'll say it again. When I did the sketch, Chelsea was like, it has droopy eyes, it has a Hispanic mustache. Basically, you really miss your family.
It's great. He's got personality. I love it.
At Joann's fabric, when I picked up a bunch of the material for it, they gave me a bunch of like Easter stuff, and she was like, "Yeah, we're not going to be able to sell this." So these wires, they were attached to Easter eggs on the top, and I took the eggs off and then hooked them around inside what is pipe cleaners. I put pipe cleaners. I wrapped them around and hot glued them to a piece of stick, to two separate. So these arms are actually jointed.
Wow.
And then
Look at you. Look at you with the jointed arms. I got the. Wow. Well done. Well done.
Cheech Seeks.
Cheech Seeks. It's a Cheech Seeks. Ooh-wee.
Oh, and then I put the beanie on top of his head to cover up the fact that I didn't finish his head at all.
Yeah. That's pretty great, Brandon. It's pretty awesome.
Thanks. Oh, and I had zombie slippers, right? So that this hair is his mustache here, right? And all this mustache here.
Yeah. Oh.
It was the hair of like zombie slippers, and so I took the X-Acto knife and I just like trimmed it off. That's and good. Yeah, and I have another pair of slippers they stole the hair from, and I thought I might put it along the ridges of the beanie.
There you
I'm
go.
using the opportunity to also practice with the hands. So.
That's awesome. So it's so good. Look at you. You made a thing. We committed to making it. Our listeners, Alex Richmond, seconded by Justin, say, can we get an entire episode with only puppets? So here's the thought process, right? We'll finish up these puppets, and then I don't know if any of you caught it, but earlier in the week, last week, Brandon and I did an impromptu test of Twitch's watch parties. And this is where we can pick a movie or pick a show that is available on Amazon Prime.
Yep.
And we can watch it together. So our thought is we pick a movie, we stream it on our Twitch, and then we do like commentary and hang out with just the puppets. So if that is something you guys want to see, if that's something you guys are up for, then definitely let us know. Let us know if that's something that you guys would like. Your Cheech Seeks is very interested in your microphone, it seems.
Mexican Americans don't have to get up early in the morning, but we have to, so we do it real slow. Mexican Americans don't like to wear contact lenses to make my brown eyes blue. Or damn, I messed it up. Mexican Americans, they go to night school, they take Spanish and get a B.
Yes, yeah, MST3K style for sure. Yeah, let's
Story time. Oh, Travis tells a story. It's story.
Travis tells a story.
Hey,
okay.
we got
I don't have a prompt or anything.
Got Alex, he wants you to tell a story, man. Go ahead and tell a story there, Travis.
I don't have. What stories do I tell? Do I have stories?
You just tell a story, and then that's how you do this thing, you know.
Twitcher, Tweeter, Tweet 1000. All right. A story. Let me tell a story about. Hi, I didn't know that this was a perk. I should have had pre-canned stories.
That's having fun.
It's having fun. I don't know. Gosh. What do you guys want to know? A childhood story or a story about my family right now? I don't know.
You don't have to.
Like just a story, like make it not a story about myself.
No,
just a story. Okay,
just a story.
All right,
a story about.
All right.
Just
make it from the heart.
Make it up.
All right.
It could be about.
Okay, boys and girls. A long time ago, in the land of Cheechistan, there was a little boy named Meechich. And his family was so poor that they had to burn his mustache for warmth. And one day he decided he's not going to take it anymore. So he went out and he met a professor who said, if you drink this drink, you can be my subject and I will give you $100,000. So he drank the drink, and poof, he turned into a blue puppet.
He drank the drink.
And that is the origin story of Meechich, the puppet from Cheechistan.
That is very much my story. Yes. There's a few variations.
They completely rewrote it in the early 90s when they had new artists, and then it was rebooted. They rebooted it in the 2000s for TV.
What most people don't know is that I Am Legend is partly based on my life story.
Have I ever been to jail? No, I've never been to jail.
I've not been to jail either.
I mean, I've visited people in jail, but I've never been incarcerated.
Yeah. I don't know if I've been. I don't know if I've ever even visited somebody in jail.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I just realized that Mexican Americans is sung in Cheech and Chong's next movie, which is by the way 420. It's 420. Also,
You
my
just got that?
yeah. Sorry, I was like next movie. Obviously it's Cheech and Chong, but then I was like, okay, how does that skit go? And then I was like, oh, then Cheech is like, yeah, it's kind of like a protest tune, man. And then Chong comes over, he's like, oh yeah, I got one too. And then he starts playing the guitar, and he's like, dun 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 Beaner, dun 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 Beaner. Like, well, that's all I got. He's like, oh man, that's pretty good, man. That's it.
It's good. It's good. And you can say all of that because you're not the super white dude on our podcast. Yay. Look at you doing so good with your puppet that you made. That's so good. I'm so happy for you. And I'm so happy that we have eventually 2 other guests that we can have on our podcast all the time. In the names of your blue puppet and my headless wonder. So
yeah, one of the things I always wanted to do, well, not always wanted to do. That was good actually. I talked about this the first time I ever found that DIY thing, because obviously Sloppy Joe, and then when Joe Bob first came back out, I said, it'd be really cool to do like do a horror host type of thing, and then I was like, oh, that's a good idea. Oh, here's a dumb idea that'll never happen. I'll make a puppet using this DIY site that I found, and then I'll make like a horror host show, and I'm like, oh shit, I finished a Muppet. I could totally do something like that.
You could totally do it now.
But now I have to because the thing that a lot of people don't get who aren't fans of MST3K is that there's a lot of writing that goes into that stuff ahead of time. It's not them like riffing off the cuff and like, yeah, let's see how many jokes we can come up with as we're watching this live. They do it they watch the movie or whatever over and over and over again to make sure that the jokes that they're saying land and that they're not repeating stuff. And so if I did anything like that, horror hosting, then I would want to write it out and I'd want to do it the right way.
Right. Yeah. I appreciate that. I remember, I think it was the first time that we tried to review a Rick and Morty episode. We watched the pilot and we tried to watch it at the same time live and then do our own basically like commentary over it.
Yeah.
That was exhausting. That was because like you're trying to like bring up a point or bring up a story about it, and then like by the time you get to the end of your story, like 3 scenes have gone by and you've missed like a really funny thing that you were hoping to talk about. That was tough. That was tough. Yeah. I'm still open to recording our own commentary tracks for episodes if we ever get like super desperate. But for now, we're just not making episodes, so it's working out.
Yeah. That not saying that we're not capable or it's not good content necessarily, but maybe we've talked about this before. That a lot of things that we joke about or we say out loud, and they seem spontaneous and very, very improv-y. They're in some ways they're already like pre-existing and swirling in the massive void that is our brain already, right?
Yeah, we either talked about it like earlier in the week, or it's something we've joked about, like just in talking or. One of my favorite examples of this is back when we were recording early versions of this podcast, and we would like have to stop for something, and then we would forget to hit record again. And so we would realize at the end of an episode that we'd only recorded like half of it, and we would go back and re-record the second half of the episode. And then like we would get to a certain point in a conversation, and like you would use the joke that I had made the first time we recorded, or I would use the funny anecdote that you had told in the second version, and we would just have to roll with it and be like, "Yep, no, yeah, you got it that time. That's good job." Those are, I love those moments. Those were hilarious. Now we do this all live, and you guys see us how the sausage gets made. So yeah, no more of that kind of stuff. But
yeah, we're not. Now you can see that we're not funny without any kind of preparation.
Exactly.
Yeah, D Squeeze, Unsolved Mysteries, man. There's an episode of Unsolved Mysteries out there that freaked me out because it was this dude who went to like some hotel and the TV turned on by itself, and in the reenactment there was just an eye, like a giant eye that was staring at the guy, and that was incredibly creepy to me as a kid. And probably if I see that episode now, it's probably like it's probably
like, whatever. Yeah.
It probably wasn't even about like the TV turning on by itself and about an eye. It was probably just like the TV turned on. Oops. And the guy felt like it was watching him. Something like that.
Yeah.
But in my kid brain is like, there's a giant eye that's like, like a Sauron.
I can't sit in front of the TV if it's not on anymore because it'll be looking at me. Yeah.
Robert Stack. Robert Stack was the host of Unsolved Mysteries.
So guys, I got to tell you something tonight that I realized after years of making the show is I realized that.
That's right.
Huh? What?
Robert Stack died in 2003.
Yeah.
He died that
All right. R.I.P. I realized that, Brandon, when I see your shirt, I can see that. Hold your shirt up like this a little bit. It says Weiland Corp, right? And it's spelled the right way. And when I look at my shirt, it's backwards. It's mirrored. So pillage and plunder and rifle and loot are all backwards. So I don't know why I'm mirroring myself when we make these. And you're not mirrored. But I'm going to look into that, guys. Maybe you'll get to see what I actually look like and not the mirror version of what I see when I look in a mirror.
Here's why it is. In Appear In, mine is backwards. And when you stream it, it's reversing it. But in your Appear In, you are the right way. And when you stream it, it goes backwards.
Weird. So so you can read this correctly in Appear In.
Yes, because you're using your webcam directly into the feed.
No, it's like that in Appear In or Whereby, because they rebranded months ago, and we just get used to saying the same thing.
Oh God, I just refreshed myself.
Oh, he went away. He's gone.
Oh no!
Please don't flip it. It won't be right. Also, Mirrored Travis has a mustache. Yeah, you guys, if I flip it, like all the toys will be over here. My Batman Haunted Mansion crossover prints will be over here. Although I am thinking of completely redoing my office and changing up the background so you don't have to look at this ugly molding around this door or anything. Totally redoing it, dressing up the background a bit. It's the question is, do I sacrifice room scale VR space for overall set design? And that's the question I leave with you listeners tonight.
That's a great question to leave them with. I've got a blue screen over to my right, and or stage, my right, and then a giant white poster board.
It's giant.
Over the window. That's so when people are when I'm teleworking, people aren't like looking in the window and be like, "Hey, what's this guy working on?"
Oh, he's writing recipes for baked goods.
For recipe.com. Can we talk about? I've bitched about it before, but can we talk about how on recipe.com there's maybe not recipe.com, but blogs like don't tell me your life story about a recipe. You know?
I'm not on this website to hear about, your child, the first time you tried a cupcake when you were 8 years old. I just want the recipe for the cupcakes.
It was the summer of '86, and my Aunt Susan came to town, and I loved my Aunt Susan. And Aunt Susan always had the best baked goods. One time she brought me some crisscross peanut butter cookies that were to die for. But this article's not about those crisscross peanut butter cookies. This article's about her cupcakes, her peanut butter cupcakes. Aunt Susie really liked peanut butter, and it showed in how much she loved to bake.
Yeah.
20 minutes later,
scroll.
First, she said, "Hey, Brenda." I'm saying Brenda because it's close to Brandon. "Hey, Brenda, get your cake pans. Start with that. Spray them a little bit." And I thought to myself, what kind of spray do I use? Aunt Susie was quick on the uptake for that one. And she said to me, "Brenda, I see what you're thinking about. You need some canola spray." And she handed me that canola spray, and I reached up and I grabbed it from her.
Okay. All right, Brandon. Hold
fingers.
Hold the phone. Have you been wearing that brace all night?
No. I just put it on.
Okay. Because I was like freaking out for a second. I was like, when did you start breaking bricks at Cobra Kai?
I was trying to keep telling the stories to see how long I could have this without your action. Yeah, I had this a long time ago. Actually, this is probably one of my oldest possessions since at least 2002, because I was doing a lot of typing, and my pinky would go numb. And so I went into the doctor. I was like, "Hey, what's going on? Like, I can't, like, it's like my pinky is numb." And he's like, "Well, it might be the beginning of carpal tunnel, or B12 deficiency." it was either or. It was
Here's some Motrin.
A very specific diagnosis. He recommended getting a brace to do typing with, and so I had this, and I was searching for more stuff to get old Cheech some facial hair, and I found it out of nowhere.
All right, cool.
Oh yeah, feels so good. Feels so good. Let me do some typing real fast.
Feels good.
Okay, I am typing with a brace. The problem with the brace, right, is it restricts my movement from doing all the stuff that I want to do to make myself.
Isn't that what a brace is for?
Yes, that's why I never wore it back in the day.
Okay. All right, guys. Anything else you guys want to talk about? Anything else you guys want to cover?
Anybody play Dead Rising 4 multiplayer? No. Okay. Anybody play Overcooked 2 multiplayer?
I've played Overcooked 2.
I played it. I have it on the Switch. We've talked about this.
I have it on the Switch.
I downloaded it. It's on Xbox Game Pass right now. And I played with Aaron's wife, Deanne, last night, and we made some sushi. I suck in, but getting back, ooh, look at that. Ooh, getting back into the game, I was like, I kind of know how to play this already. Let me just hop in. So I hopped into a multiplayer game right off the bat, and we started off with like a sushi restaurant, and there was 2 other players, and they were just like zooming. Woo, 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 woo. And
you're playing like with randos in multiplayer?
Yeah. And I forgot how to make anything. and eventually I just was like, I'm just gonna chop up tuna. That's all.
This is all I'm here for is to chop up this tuna. This is such a small little device. Look at this little thing. Fit right in your pocket.
It is really small. That is really small.
I mean, it doesn't seem like there's much to it.
No. Alex Richmond, yes, there is a Dead Rising 2. There's all the way to for Dead Rising purists. I found this out on the subreddit. Dead Rising 1, Dead Rising 2, those are the only ones that fans really actually like. Of if you're like a Dead Rising hipster, I'll say. If you really like, if you're one of those folks, I'm sorry, that's not. It's an insult. It's not derogatory. It's just saying it is how it is. But Dead Rising 3, Dead Rising 4, a lot of people were like, no, this isn't what the game's got to grimdark. Anyways, the multiplayer is fun. I was playing with my friend Aaron. And then yeah, GTA Online, D Squeeze. Woo! Woo!
Woo!
Woo!
Yeah. Yeah, I played a little bit of GTA Online with somebody. Who was that? You? Yeah, that was you.
May have been me.
May have been you.
Let you ride my rocket bike.
So, no offense, but when you jump into a game with somebody who's been playing it a really long time, there's like a little bit of like it almost like
Learning
ruins
curve.
it a little bit, where like I was in my office and a bunch of people were talking about playing Diablo 3. And I was like, what is this? The early 2000s or the late 90s? What's happening here? And they're like, no, yeah, Diablo 3 is still like a game that people play all the time. And they just like do these like raids or things or whatever. And I was like, maybe I'll try it out. I mean, I haven't played it in a long time. And so I downloaded it again off the Blizzard store. And they're like, yeah, come on in. We'll help you out. And then it was just like me following a dude as he's like killing everything like super fast. And then I was just like running behind, like, should I pick up this gold? Like, should I pick this stuff up? Is it okay? And he's like, oh yeah, that only drops for you. Just pick that up. Oh, okay. Just pick. And it reminded me of the second time I played World of Warcraft.
Yeah, I was about to say.
where through the Burning Crusade, like people just like carried me all the way to max level, and they're like, all right, cool, now raid with us. And I was like, I still haven't played. I don't even remember how to use my guy. I've just been following you around and you've been feeding me levels. So yeah, it wasn't quite that bad with GTA Online, but there was a little bit of like, yeah, just check your phone. All right, do this thing now. Follow me around. All right, now, okay, we're gonna do this mission. Yeah, you don't have to fight anybody. Just get in this helicopter and then follow me. And then yeah, okay, all right, let's play sumo.
Yeah. in GTA Online, it's very much that way. Like the story's really good from what I hear. I haven't played through it. But the online portion is just very like there's a bunch of stuff you can do, but you're not required to do.
Right.
Like you can go play tennis if you want. You can do a car stealing mission. You can do a weapon stealing mission. You could eventually build your businesses and sell drugs and do this or go to the casino. There's a lot of stuff you can do that all costs a lot of money. And if you like kind of set your expectations back and realize it's not like a co-op experience where you're not like going in there like doing like a co-op campaign. It's just basically you're going in there to fuck around with your friends for however long.
Right. Yeah.
Then it's a different experience going into it that way.
But there's still a learning curve. But
yeah.
To get up to that point where you feel comfortable, just let me just do this and do that, and like. So it's one of those things when you first jump into it where you're like, I don't know. All right, I'll just jump in this car with you. You tell me where to go. I was just like driving a dirt bike around by the prison while you were crashing helicopters near me. Yeah. And I mean, that was fun. I enjoyed it.
Matt and I have been playing it for so long, right? And there's a thing where like you can do daily objectives. And if you do 10 daily objectives in 7 days, then you get $1 million extra. Okay, great. A couple things that we never really paid attention to or knew. If you hold the select button, the back button, that's you can scroll down. You can see objectives. We didn't know that was a place you can go to. Found out you can look at objectives that way. Okay. One of Matt's objectives was go to the movie theater and watch a movie. And we've been playing GTA Online for a long time. And we're like, that's something you can do in this game? And we found the movie theater. we went in and we watched like 5 seconds of a movie, and then got the objective.
So like when you say a movie, like is it like a cutscene? Is it
like you go to the movie theater, you pay $20 of money, and then your perspective shifts to you're inside of a movie theater, and there's like some very French pretentious silent film on the on the screen,
all
and
right?
you're in a movie theater watching a movie.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. But there's a ton of stuff like that. Like you buy an apartment and you sit in your apartment on your couch and you watch whatever the GTA TV is, which is just some absurd stuff. There's heists, there's missions. What we were trying to do with you is get you on board with some of the heists and the missions, but that's also, the first time you're going in there, you're like, I'm just I'm just waiting for you to tell me what we're doing, um, and no real agency for you,
Right.
right?
Right.
And so I completely get that. And the WoW comparison is spot on, because the first time I ever played World of Warcraft was vanilla, and a friend from high school, he's like, "Oh, let's play. I'll get the trial, and then I'll roll you through." And he sent me like a gold in the mail, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is so much money!" A single gold, which, if you've ever played Warcraft,
Yeah.
it's nothing, right?
Yeah.
But he was just like dragging me along. He's like, "Come this way, oh, come this way, come this way," and half of the joy of that game, 3/4 of that joy, is the discovery of you doing it yourself, and whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, just rambling now.
I hear you. I hear you. I hear you, man. Yeah. All right. So, let's play some games. Here's what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set this up in the next day or so.
Okay.
And then we'll find a game on Xbox because we both have Game Pass.
Yes.
That we can play.
Worms.
And worms. And we'll stream a little bit. We'll test it out. We'll see how it goes. So if you guys have suggestions, if you guys are on Xbox or are aware of Game Pass and have a suggestion of a game that we should play, hit us up over on Twitter or send us an email. However you want to communicate. Let us know a game that you guys think we should play, and I will get this little streamer set up, and then we will. Is that a guitar in the background, Travis? That's Brandon. So let me see if I can.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Alex. Yeah, that's yes. That is a guitar in my background.
Yeah, it is. Not my guitar. I have a guitar around here the other day. It blew my daughter's mind. She has a small guitar that she was trying to learn how to play, and she's like, my fingers hurt. And I'm like, that's part of learning to play guitar. And then it blew her mind that I was able to play like 3 chords. And I was like, yeah, that's about it. Like, she's like, play a song. I was like, nope. Nope.
They're the chords I know.
Yeah. And it was like one of those like,
ow, 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 ow. But you don't say that in front of your daughter. You're like,
yeah, no. I was like, don't be weird. Tomorrow's this is a proud parenting moment. Tomorrow I'm going to teach my daughter her first course in video editing. She wanted to learn how to make videos. So we shot some video today of her doing like lines from a musical. And then
not doing lines.
Not doing lines. Hashtag 420. No. She was doing a bit from the Beetlejuice musical, the Broadway musical Beetlejuice. And were you aware that was a musical, Brandon?
No, I know it now.
Yeah. But yeah, so she played 2 different characters, and then we are going to take the audio from the musical and put it together with her various shots of the 2 characters and make a video. And I'm going to teach her basic video editing. So Yeah. Let's get a 5,000 enthusiast bonus, guys. What is that? Did I miss something?
How do I? Let's see. It gets started. How do I give? How do I? I have to figure out how to give more points instead of just like the standard. You'll get it. You'll get it once I.
Yeah. Checks in the mail. I just got to sign them all first. Yeah.
Yeah.
Guitar bonus.
He just really wants you to tell more stories and me to talk like my dog.
Okay, that's fine. We'll get there. We'll get
there.
Oh,
you know what? That's here's one thing for the folks who are watching. Obviously you're watching.
You're all watching. This is the post show, Brandon.
That's stupid. Like finding other things to have as rewards for the points that you're dedicating to us. Stuff like that, I put that Travis tells a story one, which he wasn't tracking it. That was a reward.
I didn't know that was a reward.
Sloppy Joe talks to you. Have Brandon talk like his dog, and then crappy improv is another one.
Oh, that's wow! How come no one's picked that one?
I just put that one out there this last week.
Oh, crappy improv. You should see us play D&D.
Classic. Yeah, for the crappy improv, I'll just do it here. Need to give us a person, place, or a thing, and we'll do something for it. So, a place, I'll say, Chick-fil-A. I don't know how to spell Chick-fil-A. Whatever, filet. And then a thing, wiffle ball bat. Or no, baseball bat, whatever. Okay. And then boom, there it is. Chick-fil-A baseball bat. Over on Twitch, it shows up. Now we got to do some crappy improv with Chick-fil-A and a baseball bat.
Okay. Hello, sir. Welcome to Chick-fil-A. What can I get for you?
I'll take a baseball bat.
Yeah, my pleasure, sir. Would you like a regular baseball bat or spicy?
Yeah, I'll take the spicy bat deluxe. If I could get not too much pepper jack on there, if maybe like half pepper jack, half no pepper jack, if that's okay.
So half pepper jack on the spicy deluxe baseball bat. Would you like to make that a combo?
Yes. And
all right, my pleasure. What's a drink?
I'll take the Big League Chew sauce.
Good choice. Big League Chew. Okay.
And sorry, I must have missed it. What side choices do I get again?
So with the baseball bat, you can get softballs, baseballs, wiffle balls, or just for this season, a bucket of golf balls.
Oh my god! I haven't been in here since last year, admittedly, and the last time I was here, I just barely missed the golf ball season. So I'm really excited.
It's very popular. It's very popular this time of year.
That's you know what? But I think I'm gonna have to pass on it this time. I'm really craving them wiffles.
Oh yeah, those wiffle fries, they're really popular. It's almost what we're known for. All right, so let me just see if I have this straight. So you want one spicy deluxe baseball bat,
Check.
half pepper jack.
Check.
We're gonna do a cup of Big League Chew and the wiffle fries. Any dipping sauces?
Check. Yeah. What are your dipping sauces? I've been here since last year. I know you guys go through your rotations. Last time I was here, you had the garlic blue cheese sauce.
Oh yeah, that wasn't as popular last year. But
Really?
yeah, they surprisingly didn't bring it back. We have the Chick.
Whoa! They didn't bring it back?
No. Apparently, someone ate the garlic sauce and then turned into a zombie. It was a huge thing.
Out of here.
Yeah, and we now we can't be open on Sundays because of it. So it's a whole thing. It's something that the managers don't like to talk about. But we have our Chick-fil-A sauce. We have barbecue, ranch, Polynesian, day-old mayonnaise.
Really? Barbecue cheese? That's not there. That's not there. That's not here anymore.
No, sir. Yeah, I can make you some blue cheese if you'd like. It's something that we whip up in the back. Occasionally, we use the rinds from some of the lemons in the lemonade, and it sours up the milk real good. So I'm happy to get you that if that's what you like.
Okay, yeah, no, I don't want to put you guys out. It's
my pleasure. My pleasure.
No,
all right.
Some people back there are they're already getting mad at me. like wait your turn, but like I don't want to rush you.
Look, it's right here, sir. Here's your wiffle fries, and I throw it in your face, and here's your spicy baseball bat. And it's right in your face. And
delicious. There you go. Crappy improv,
everybody. Just yes, and
yes, and really garlic blue cheese sauce, not a hit.
No, it's weird. It's weird.
Really
turn people into zombies. Szechuan sauce, dropping that Szechuan. Come on, I should have talked about Szechuan.
Really.
So dumb. But that's fun. I like that. I like bad improv.
I like rewards.
Yeah, rewards are great, and you guys deserve them. You earned them for putting up with watching us. Oh, look who's back. All right. I think let's call it there. I'm gonna probably set up this stuff. I want to upload my audio for those audio listeners, but I don't want to screw up the stream any worse than it is. So
yeah. I got one more song.
Okay, let's hear it.
Me. Okay, I think I'll get it started. Yeah, you get it started. Okay. Da 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 dun dun da 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 dun dun da. My mama talking to me, trying to tell me how to live. Da 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 dun dun dun. But I don't listen to her because my head is like a sieve. Da 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 da. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
It's good.
Oh, coach, he done kicked me off the team. Da 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 dun dun da. For wearing high-heeled sneakers and nothing like a queen. That's Cheech Chong.
Let me see inside that mouth. I want to see how. Look at that. The mustache. It kind of blocks the
blends. Yeah, I might add some extra color to the inside of his mouth.
No, it's not bad. It's not a bad effect.
One thing is the plastic I used for like the inside of his mouth. It defaults to the open, and I think it may tire out my hand when I do a lot of talking like that.
Yeah,
doing a lot more squeezing instead of like opening it up.
Interesting. So, yeah, I still don't know what I'm gonna make my mouth out of. It may be this box. It's not gonna be this box, but all right, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for hanging out. We love you. Stay safe. Stay strong. And we're gonna play some video games this week. So make sure you're subscribed and do all those things so that you know when we gaming. All right. Peace out, dudes.
You asked for it. Here it is. It's a podcast.
That's done.
It's over. All right. Bye.